When I tell people I enjoy the outdoors, they often think of something dramatic, like climbing Mount Everest or running from bears in Yellowstone National Park. But my connection to nature is woven through the everyday fabric of city life. For me, finding joy in the outdoors is about embracing the city's green spaces. It's those simple moments spent on a bench at the Arboretum or those peaceful walks around JP Pond with my dog Samira that ground me. These serene, though less dramatic moments are where I find my deepest connections to the world around me. Growing up, life often felt like an unrehearsed play, where everyone else knew their lines and cues while I was left to improvise without much guidance. This perpetual sense of constantly being an outsider, looking for a place to belong, feel accepted, and be loved, led me to seek refuge in the one place where scripts didn't matter: solitude. So I would often take walks alone around JP and Roxbury, and it was on these walks that I discovered the beauty of city parks and green spaces, places where the absence of a script was a blessing. So I would walk around Franklin Park, especially when I worked at Franklin Park Zoo in high school. So while I walked through Franklin Park with my bright yellow zoo teen shirt, with my khaki shorts, carrying my lunch bag, I found myself immersed in a practice of mindfulness. These walks became my personal therapy, teaching me the value of taking intentional breaks and the critical importance of having accessible, healthy green spaces in my community and in communities of color in general. So let's take a moment to pause and connect. I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Envision yourself in the heart of Franklin Park or any park you love. Begin by feeling the cement path beneath your feet. With every step you take, sync your breath to the rhythm of your movement. Now breathe in, breathe out. Let this breath act as a pause, grounding you firmly in the present, keeping your eyes closed. Imagine the towering green trees swaying in the wind, the harmonious songs of birds filling the air. Now, turn your attention inward. Breathe in deeply once more, drawing in a sense of peace and possibility. As you exhale, release any stress or tension that you may feel, welcoming stillness into your being. As you open your eyes, I invite you to reflect on the importance of pausing throughout your day, even if just for a moment. Studies have shown that immersing ourselves in green spaces can significantly lower stress markers and can decrease our tendency towards negative thinking. Remarkably, even being in rooms with views of nature or surrounded by plants can improve your cognitive abilities. This means that the advantage of nature can be experienced in an urban environment. On these solitary walks, I realized I was never truly by myself. The park was filled with individuals and families of all ages and backgrounds, which made me feel a sense of belonging. Everyone enjoying the park just as I was a subtle reminder of community, and that being alone in the outdoors didn't have to mean isolation. Being in the zoo's youth program was a truly enjoyable experience for me because it taught me a lot about environmental stewardship while opening up my eyes to a whole world of outdoor activities beyond the green spaces like skiing, camping, snowshoeing, rock climbing. One memorable experience was when a group of us went to go hiking in the White Mountains, led by our supervisors. Now, this was supposed to be a straightforward hike, but we ended up taking way longer than we expected, as beginners would. All of a sudden, one of our friends just starts sliding down the rocks in the darkness. Initially panicked, we all scrambled to turn our flashlights towards him, But then we saw him walking back comically without a scratch. Our worry quickly turned into laughter. This was a moment, although very scary and a little unexpected. This was a bonding experience for us all. This experience expanded my love for being in the outdoors, whether in a city or not. This was a place where I could be myself and struggle, unencumbered by judgment and expectation. Yet, the love and peace and fulfillment that I found in the outdoors soon collided with a heart-wrenching truth. Black, Indigenous, and people of color are markedly absent from outdoor spaces. Moving to central Pennsylvania for college introduced me to another world of outdoor activities like cabining and mountain biking in rural landscapes. However, amidst this beauty, Confederate flags fluttering near the trails always caught my eye, serving as a stark reminder of the racism that permeates even the tranquility of natural settings. This was an experience that mirrors the challenges that Black people face in the outdoors and the environmental fields. Something as simple as hiking is riddled with systems and symbols of racism that drive BIPOC into thinking that the outdoors isn't for us and makes us question our safety if we are so bold as to try. I researched Black women in Boston, centering on their outdoor experiences. And some of the women I interviewed shared early memories growing up where they were camping and playing sports outside, which really connected them to nature early on. But some of the other women talked about not venturing outside until later in life because they had to push past the societal messages that made natural spaces seem off limits and dangerous for Black folks. Despite varied beginnings, many of the women talked about experiencing racialized emotional labor, which is dealing with racism and being hyper aware of their Blackness in outdoor settings that aren't welcoming. This really highlights a deep-seated dichotomy in the relationship between Black communities and the outdoors. If the outdoors was a place where I could experience peace, then why wasn't that always the experience for me and people who look like me? This highlights a broader issue. The natural world offers peace and belonging, but historical legacies of racism and disparities in access systematically exclude us from outdoor spaces. This duality calls for action to transform outdoor spaces into spaces that are inclusive and healing for everyone. Action that moves us past a history of exclusion for a future where nature unites and restores us. Motivated by my research in environmental justice, I joined an environmental organization that seemed to echo my passions and experiences. Yet, it didn't take long for me to realize that their diversity initiatives lack the depth essential for true inclusivity within their own organization and within the green spaces they aim to protect. This illuminated a crucial truth for me. For BIPOC communities, genuine representation and emphasizing the value of the outdoors are vital. This isn't just about access. It's about ensuring that these spaces welcome us. Actually, first, it's about ensuring that we know about these spaces, that these spaces welcome us and are reflective of our diverse communities. But the beauty of nature is that it can meet us where we are. No one should tell us that these spaces aren't ours. We must reclaim the outdoors for our mind, our body, and our spirit. So go outside. Yeah, we're outside. The key is to start small and to choose an activity that resonates with you personally. Whether it's gardening in a plot or on your porch, like me, bird watching, grabbing a group of friends to go to a national park or reserve, joining a local club or organization, or simply reading in the sun in a park close to you. Choosing an outdoor activity for you can significantly enhance your connection to the world around you and enhance your well-being. This also reshapes the narrative about who the outdoors is for. Seeing people who look like us enjoying and valuing the outdoors can inspire a broader spectrum of the community to get outside. Those of us who have been systematically and historically excluded deserve to reclaim the nourishment, the joy, the connection, the peace that the outdoors provides. This is especially important for those of us in communities grappling with the aftermath of urban pollution and systemic racism. Nature's restorative qualities are imperative. Let us reclaim our unique experience to joy in the outdoors, to claiming vital sources of peace and clarity, to finding our deepest connections to the world around us. Let's get outside. Thank you.